Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new episode of NASCAR Heat 3 Career Mode. I hope you're all having a great day. Today we decide the playoff grid for the Xfinity Series as well as start the playoffs here in the Cup Series at Las Vegas. A track we've never won it, so I'm hoping we can pick up a win here today at Vegas for the first time in our career. But as we came to the Xfinity Series for the final race of the regular season, we had Anthony Alfredo in the car. He qualified in the 8th position as he went down through turns 1 and turns 2. It was Daniel Hemrick and Justin Allgaier on the front row to start this race, but Alfredo would quickly move his way forwards throughout this event here in Vegas as he came through another handful of laps later up into P4, passing the 00 of Cole Custer, working on Watermelon Boy of Chastain, and Alfredo would get up into the 2nd position past Chastain as he came now to the final lap, through the final few corners. He was making a move to the outside of Daniel Hemrick, trying to win the race, but he got very sideways on the exit of the corner, and that would take him out of the contention to beat Hemrick to the line, and he would come through to finish 2nd for us here in Las Vegas. So a great result though from Anthony Alfredo. So hopefully that can boost my confidence going into Las Vegas for the Cup Series, and hopefully we can have a good run on the Cup Series side to start the first race of the playoffs. We're not very safe this season coming into the first round, only 16 points to the good coming into this first round of the playoffs, and as we came through in qualifying on the exit of turn 4, heading down the front straightaway. It wasn't the best lap I've ever run, but we would come across the line, get P11 with a 30.807 as our car destroys the wall on the exit or after the lap. But hopefully our car has a little more speed for the race, so let's get to it and hopefully we have a shot at winning today.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Las Vegas Motor Speedway for today's running of the South Point 400. Today marks the beginning of the 10-race Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series playoffs. After a knockdown, drag-out regular season, only 16 drivers still have a shot at NASCAR's greatest prize. The final road to glory starts here at this 1.5-mile tri-oval located just 15 miles north of the Vegas Strip. So, grab a chair and we'll deal you in. It's time for NASCAR playoff racing on PRN.
Alright, we're ready to go green here for the South Point Hotel and Casino 400 at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Paul Menard isn't nearly as fast as expected. He qualified dead last for this race. Joey Gase had to replace the transmission before the race, so he is sent to the back. Ryan Preece also sent to the back after crashing during qualifying, so he is starting in a backup car for this event here in Las Vegas as we get ready to start the playoffs now here in Las Vegas behind the one car of Kurt Busch from the 11th starting position as the green flag is out and the playoffs are underway now here for the first time with Hendrick Motorsports now, as we have made the playoffs each and every season so far, thankfully. As we head down towards turns 1, Kevin Harvick leads away with Kyle Busch on his outside as we go through the center of turns 1 and turns 2. Keselowski trying to overtake Busch for that 2nd position as we head down the back straightaway for the first time here today. And I noticed straight away that certainly our strong spot on this racetrack is definitely going to be turn 2 throughout this race. Now behind us we have our teammate Jimmy Johnson, who for the first time in his career missed the playoffs. Obviously this being his final season in our NASCAR Heat 3 career mode before he retires and we take over his car for the next season. So we're definitely going to try and get Jimmy a win here before the season's over. We're looking at Talladega as a potential candidate to help Jimmy get a victory as long as I'm not in a must-win situation. Now as we look to the inside of Kurt Busch there on the exit of turn 2, going 3 wide now with Almirola and Joey Logano as we head down towards turn 3, being aggressive on these opening laps here in Las Vegas. And we would clear Almirola and take over P6, and as we came through on lap 4 on the exit of turn 4, I would actually get into the wall there, making a mistake and damaging the right side of the car for a brief amount of time. Kurt Busch, he would actually get past me on my inside, as you saw. Now as we came to lap 11 of 19 in the first stage, Kyle Busch and Martin Truex Jr. battling side by side in front of me as we close in on the back of them. All over Truex's bumper as we cross the line. Now there's trouble behind, and Jamie McMurray, a playoff contender, goes spinning through the infield as he must have blown a tire or something, but the green flag would stay out now as we were coming through turn 3 behind Martin Truex Jr. in that 7th position, having to check up. But yeah, it's certainly not what you want to see for a playoff contender. Jamie McMurray out early in this race. He would come to pit road and park it on pit road, so he would be out of this race now as he came through. Now starting the final lap here in the first stage, still running P7. Basically, after I got passed by Kurt Busch, on lap 4. We didn't lose or gain any spots after that now as we come through on the exit of turn 2, heading down the back straightaway for the final time in this first stage. Busch holding on to that 5th spot, Truex P6, and up ahead, Eric Jones leads here in Las Vegas. He won the Brickyard 400, and like I said before, he's certainly picking up a lot of momentum late in this season as Jones wins stage 1, and we come through to get P7 here in the first stage of the first race of the playoffs here in Las Vegas. Chase Elliott, our teammate, gets P10, so 200 cars up in the top 10 after one stage. Jimmy Johnson down there just barely inside the top 20, but we would come to pit road for 2 cans of fuel and 4 tires, as well as we would repair the damage on the right side of the car. Still come out P7 behind Kyle Busch, Kevin Harvick, and Eric Jones, all on this inside line in front of me now as we're ready to start stage 2 now in Las Vegas. The green flag is back out, and we are underway for the second stage. Jones having so much momentum lately, he might be a true champion favorite this season now as we go down towards turns 1. Obviously, we won a championship in that 20 car last season, so we know that maybe it could happen again now as we're on the inside of Martin Truex Jr. through turns 1 and turns 2 now as we exit the corner, heading down the back straightaway, trying to get ourselves up into a top 5 position as Keselowski leads that top lane as we go down into turn 3, looking to the inside of the 1 car of Kurt Busch, who won in real life last night. Congratulations to him. That was a thrilling finish in Kentucky between the 2 Busch brothers now as we exit the corner, heading down through to complete the first lap here in Las Vegas. Kurt Busch still on my outside now as we just barely clear him and get to the inside of Brad Keselowski as we go down into turns 1 and turns 2. Kurt Busch trying to rally back on my outside, but we get clear once again as we move up into that 4th position down the back straightaway. And now we set our sights on the back of the 18 of Kyle Busch as we go down into turn 3, jumping out to this middle lane, seeing if I can make anything happen. And we certainly build up some momentum through the center of the corner now, exiting turn 4 side by side with the 18 of Kyle Busch, our teammate from last season now, as we cross the line, trying to give him a bit of a side draft as we head down towards turns 1. But Busch, for the moment, he would be able to hold on to the position, but as came through on lap 4 now, a chance to look to his inside with some momentum down into turn 3. So obviously I hop on that opportunity and we make the pass on Kyle Busch as we would exit turn 4 and set our sights now on the back of Harvick and Jones. And as we came through on lap 8, Elliott had moved up into P4. A bunch of cars had passed Kyle Busch at this point as we go down the front straightaway behind Jones and Harvick, with Elliott trailing behind us. We have a crash behind us. Clint Boyer wrecking down the straightaway, many hard hits to the back of the 14 of Clint Boyer. Kyle Busch involved 2 playoff contenders at the least have been taken out here in Vegas. I believe they would both continue, but this would set up now for another restart here on lap 10 in stage 2. 7 laps remain in the second stage. Eric Jones continues to lead, but now we find myself here in the 3rd position as we head down towards turns 1. Jones going up to the top, but he drops down back to the bottom in front of me as we come through the center of the corner. We clear Kevin Harvick, and we're free to move up the track right behind Jones. We would stick with Jones, and as we came through on to the next lap here, now coming through on lap 13, right behind Jones, trying to think about making a move with 5 to go at this point in the stage, just barely looking to his outside, but we tuck in behind him as we come through the center of the corner, though running up a little higher than Jones as we come out of turn 2. Momentum is in our favor, and down the back straightaway we're going to look to the inside of the 20 car of Eric Jones, trying to take over the lead here in Las Vegas as we go down into turn 3. Kurt Busch trailing behind as we come through the center of the corner. Jones not going to let go of this fight. Obviously we're battling now for a stage victory as we head down the front straightaway through the travel. A little bit of contact with the 20 car of Eric Jones as we cross the line, leading the lap with 4 to go. Now as we head down towards turns 1, a little more contact now made with Eric Jones and the 20 cars. We come through the center of turns 1 and turns 2. And as we exit turn 2 now, the momentum once again is in my favor down the back straightaway, but Jones, he's going to continue to just hang on my right rear as we go down into turn 3 side by side with the 20 of Jones now as we push up the track, and that's going to allow Kurt Busch to get into this battle. He's going to make it 3 wide as we exit turn 4, heading down the front straightaway. Contact with the 2 cars we're battling with sideways. We go in the middle, but we hang on to the car, thankfully keeping things straight now as we came through onto the white flag at this point, still with this group of cars as we head down towards turns 1. Contact is made there with the 20 of Eric Jones. At this point, Chase Elliott is leading as we exit turn 2, heading down the back straightaway for the final time in the stage. Larson looking to my inside now as we close in on the back of Kurt Busch. Contact with Larson there as we go down into turn 3, using that outside, hoping that I can build up a big run on the exit of turns 4 now. Elliott exiting turn 4. He is definitely going to win the stages. We're going to make it 3 wide with Kurt Busch and Kyle Larson as we come through, crossing the line. We're going to get P5 in the second stage as Chase Elliott picks up a playoff point point with the stage victory. We certainly are showing a lot of speed today in Vegas, but we would take 2 cans of fuel again and 4 tires, and this time though we would give up a lot of track position as we jumped to P24 for the start of this third and final stage. Certainly a big setback for us. I'm not sure if we're going to have the speed now to get up there to win this race, but either way the green flag is out and the third and final stage is underway here in Las Vegas. Just in front of us we have our 48 car teammate of Jimmy Johnson with 25 to go. Immediately I jump up to the top seeing what I can do, and then I get back down in line through turns 1 and turns 2. But obviously we need to get through this traffic as quick as possible. Hopefully we can get into the top 10 within 10 laps. Hopefully by lap 53 or so we're at least up into the top 10 now as we head down towards turn 3 behind the 48 still of the 7-time champion of Jimmy Johnson. Not going to be 8-time, unfortunately, now as he's not even in the playoffs there as we exit turn 4, looking to the outside of the 43 of Bubba Wallace as we come through to complete this first lap here in Las Vegas, just in front of the 13 of Ty Dillon, as we're now up into the top 20 as we go down into turns 1 and turns 2. Landon Castle and David Reagan side by side just in front of us there as Chase Elliott leads now over second place of Kyle Larson as we're going 3 wide up the middle right behind Eric Almirola. Between Reagan and Castle, we clear Castle. Now we're going to make a 3 wide on the inside with Eric Almirola, and we're going to take over the 16th position as we came out of turn 4. And we would continue moving forward up to P13 now as we came to lap 47 of 67, just over 20 to go, hitting 20 to go once we cross the line. Now looking to the outside of our teammate of Alex Bowman, a fellow playoff driver, as well as we head down the straightaway down into turn 3 up into that 11th position. If we can just clear the 88 of Bowman, and we do have the momentum to where we do clear Bowman on the exit of turn 4 now as we came to lap 50 up into the 10th position, passing Denny Hamlin, running down this big group of cars of Truex, Kurt Busch, and Kyle Busch as we head down the straightaway, slicing to the inside just in front of Truex, making the 3 wide with the 2 Busch brothers as we go down into turn 3. At this point, Kyle Larson leads the way as we come through the center of turn 3 and turn 4, moving up into P7 now as we exit the corner, passing Austin Dillon as well to take over P6 as we hit just 17 laps to go. Certainly exceeding my expectations of being in the top 10 by lap 53 now as Kurt Busch looks to my inside through turns 1 and turns 2, but we have the momentum on the exit of the corner where we close in quickly on the back of the 12. We look to his inside as we go down the back straightaway, now moving myself into a top 5 position as we went down towards turn 3, but he tried to battle back on the outside, but he couldn't make it stick. And as we came to lap 54 now, just a little bit over 10 to go. Chase Elliott had dropped back to P4, but I was certainly struggling to close in on this group of cars ahead of me. And I was thinking at this point we're going to need a caution to run them down, but we were still closing in, and Eric Jones actually made a mistake, and that would allow me to get a piece of his draft here with less than 10 to go at this point. And once I picked up Jones's draft, it was game on now as we went down into turn 3. Like I said, closing in now. Larson at this point leading over Keselowski and Elliott there as we exit turn 4. We would close right up on the back of Jones after we got that draft, now pushing him down the straightaway with just over 5 to go, as I knew that if I try to battle Jones, they're probably not going to make progress. So I decided we're going to push Jones within range of the draft of the cars up ahead and see if we can get into this battle. And as we came to lap 64, approaching 3 to go, it was a mission accomplished. We had pushed him up to this group of cars, and now we make a move to Jones's inside as we cross the line with 3 laps to go here in Las Vegas, and we are definitely going to be in the battle now for the victory if everything goes right now as Jones continues to battle on my outside, but we get clear of him and look to the inside of the 42 of Kyle Larson as we go down the back straightaway. And we clear the 42 of Larson as we go down into turn 3. We have started this stage down in about 24th or 26th, and we have driven all the way up to P3 now as we approach 2 laps to go in this race. We would close in even further on the back of the 9 and the 2 as we came down the back straightaway now with still 2 to go, heading down through turn 3 and turn 4, approaching the final lap now in Las Vegas. Keselowski, Elliott, and myself, the top 3 battling it out now as we're going to look to the inside of the 9, crossing down to the apron. The white flag is in the air here in Las Vegas. Who's going to win it as we go down towards turns 1, clearing the 9 for a moment now of Elliott as we look to the inside of Keselowski. He's clear though as we come through the center of the corner, but we know we have the momentum on the exit of turn 2, and sure enough, we battle back on the inside of Keselowski side by side for the lead. Down the back straightaway for the final time here in Las Vegas through turns 3 and turns 4. Keselowski holding on tight on the outside. Chase Elliott, Jones, and Larson behind, but we exit turn 4 still side by side with the 2. A little bit of contact is made as we come through. We are going to edge out the 2 of Keselowski for the win here in Las Vegas. what a race that was. We started the final stage so far behind. We drove through the field and managed to win with the last lap pass on Brad Keselowski. 100% the best race I've ever put together in my NASCAR Heat 3 career, and obviously that was just a great race all around. Stage 1 was fairly entertaining. Stage 2 was definitely a crazy stage. We had a big crash in Stage 2. We had some great racing for the lead in Stage 2, and obviously an amazing last handful of laps here in Las Vegas to end this race. Now, as we get our first Las Vegas win of our career. We've always had speed, but we could never find a way to win, but finally we have done it, and we get win number 4 on the season. So we've tied my personal record for wins on a season. Obviously, the most I've gotten is 4, and we certainly have a handful of tracks still coming up that I think we can have a shot at. Dover next, Charlotte Roval, Martinsville coming up soon, and hopefully maybe Homestead, Miami. Those are the kind of the next tracks I think we will have a shot at, or the rest of the tracks we'll have a shot at. But there you see the finishing order. Now the playoff grid. We are locked in, obviously, to the next round. Joey Logano, surprisingly, 2 points out. Almirola 13 out, and you see Jamie McMurray already 29 points out, so he's certainly in a bit of a hole now going into the next race, which I believe is Dover, if I remember correctly. But either way, a great race for us, a great race. Overall, the best drive of my career, hands down. I could not believe that I actually managed to drive through the field without any help from a caution or anything, and somehow still managed to get up into that battle for the win and come home with the victory there, as Eric Jones is not happy. I don't remember putting him in the wall or anything, but we apologize to him and Daniel Suarez. As always, though, if you guys enjoyed this episode, make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Those would all be very, very appreciated. I'd like to thank you all for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. And the next one, it's not Dover, it's actually Richmond. So certainly I forgot about Richmond. Thank goodness we're locked in, because Richmond's usually a bit of a rough one. Sometimes we do run pretty well there, so we'll see what happens. But Jamie McMurray certainly in a bit of a hole, so we're going to see if he can climb out of it. Joey Logano 2 points out. It's going to be a good playoff battle for the next 2 races. So I will see you guys in the next one for the second race at Richmond here in the playoffs. So thank you for watching, everybody, and have yourselves a great day.